everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my weekly writing tip video series. In the month of August, I'm talking all about improving your writing, and today I'm going to be talking about 6 writing craft books that everyone should read. First one is Writing Down the Bones by Natalie Goldberg. This is all about freeing the writer within, so it's kind of just a collection of little essays about different ways that you can think about writing and, just different reasons why people want to write. And it just really makes you think about your writing and why you want to be a writer in the first place. It's a great book to read if you are just getting into writing, but it's also a good book to read if you have been writing for years. So I just really think that all writers should read this one. And this one is great because you don't really have to read it in order. Like, there are just a bunch of little, essays, and you can kind of just skip through and read the ones that you want to read that day. And she also has, important exercises and tips and different ways of thinking that will, improve your writing. So it's a great read overall, and I definitely recommend it. The next book that I would recommend is On Writing by Stephen King. Now, this is a pretty famous book in the world of writing craft books. It's kind of a memoir of some of his experiences, and it also is sort of a guidebook for anyone who wants to be a writer. He gives some excellent advice and some great tips in this book, so I would definitely recommend it for anyone who is interested in writing. The next book I'm going to recommend is Bird by Bird by Lamott. This is a great book of writing advice and just advice in general for life, I think. It's really funny. I love Lamott and the way that she writes things and the way she thinks about things. It's kind of unusual. It's just a very thoughtful guide, and it's very inspirational. It's very motivational. This is a good book to read if you're kind of overwhelmed by the idea of being a writer. She kind of just gives you a nice sense of how to go about the writing process and what it is to be a writer. The next book I'm going to mention, I know I have talked about on here before, and that is The Art of Dramatic Writing by Lajos Egri. Now, this is a book that is geared towards playwrights, but it does have a lot of really great information that I think could be used in any form of writing and storytelling. I especially like his section on character. I think he's got a lot of really great exercises for that. He has this thing called the bone structure where you just kind of take a character and you go through and you list out all of their physical and psychological and sociological sort of qualities, and that one has really helped me tremendously in a lot of my writing. The next book that I would recommend is Beginnings, Middles, and Ends by Nancy Kress. This is a great kind of book for anyone who needs help with plot structure or anything like that. She kind of just lays things out in a straightforward and simple way that's easy to use and easy to practice, and at the end of every section she gives you exercises to help you create stronger beginnings or middles or ends, or depending on the section that you're on. And I just think it's a really great read. It's really short too. It won't take you long to get through it, and I would recommend it. And the next book that I'm going to recommend is Ordinary Genius by Addonizio. She is an excellent poet. Look her up. I'm a big fan of her work. This is a great book. It's kind of geared towards poets and poetry writing, but even if you aren't really a poet, I think you could still get a lot out of it. And she talks about the creative process in general. This is another book that's really good for beginners, but it's also really good for anyone who has been writing for a long time. And if you have a better understanding of poetry and some of the techniques and things that will make you a better poet, I think that can only strengthen your writing, even if you don't write poetry at all. So, those are 6 writing craft books that I would recommend to any writer. I will leave a link down below to all of these books where you can find out more about them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos about writing, books, or music. Also, subscribe to my mailing list, The Daily Writer, for daily writing prompts. Next week I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of writing or English degrees. So stick around for that. And until next time, thanks for watching and happy writing.